Alright, it's that time again. We are up to Monster Animal Mash number 2. Let's see what I get this time, shall we? Alright, bag number 1. Oh, okay. So, I got a horse. I've only drawn a horse like once, maybe? Bag number 2. Alright, what have I got? Oh man, a crab? Are you serious? Are you playing? Because, what the hell? Okay, bag number 3. What element is this creature gonna have? Because, oh my god. Oh, wow. It's a phoenix. We've got some phoenix elements here. So we've got some potential fire, you know, shit going on here. Okay. Wow. I'm hoping to get the monster element here because I think this is the only way all this is gonna really work. Like if I get a cute element here, this is just gonna be weird. Alright, please be monster. Please be monster. Oh, please be monster, because if this is cute, how the hell? Oh, are you seeing this? I've got to make this cute. I'm going home. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. As you can see right there, feel free to draw along with me with this one. We have horse, we have crab, we have an element of a phoenix, and we have cute. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this one bit, but let's get designing. Alright, so I went straight back to my office desk again because I feel like I do the best work there. And I needed my computer for the references because this was a doozy, this one. So I decided to use my illusions paper, my disillusions paper, which is the sample I got. And let's just say I won't be buying this paper. But I tried to draw the head a few times from my sketch that I did, and I ended up having to put lead on the back of the picture and then put the Delusions piece of paper underneath it and then trace over it, because that was just, I can never ever recreate what I do. And I really needed some cuteness inspiration, so I ended up getting my Quaker Parrot Benny to join me for a little bit of it, because he is just so cute. He's the cutest little bird. I'm probably being very biased, but yeah, I got him out and was playing with him, and I ended up in the end putting him back in his cage because all he wanted to do was chew on my pen and chew on the paper, and I couldn't have him do that, because parrots are really bad for chewing on paper. They love chewing on paper, so he just tried to chew everything. But he's so cute though, like I can forgive him. But yeah, as I was saying about this Delusions paper, I probably would never buy this particular paper because it's just, I don't know, when I start to sort of layer the watercolor, it tends to peel up a bit, and yeah, I sort of really didn't like it. I think it'd be really good marker paper, but for watercolor not so much. But it didn't buckle, which is really good, and that's what I like. That's what I really liked about it. It didn't buckle with the water. So as you can see, I actually have changed the face dramatically. I did this off camera because there was just something not right about the face and the angle that I had in all the proportions. So I ended up completely rehashing the face and sort of shortening the snout, because I tried to sort of incorporate the a bird-like sort of face into it, but it just did not work. And yeah, it looks a lot better now, a lot better. And I ended up making the claws longer and actually looking like a blue crab. And I changed the tail as well. So with these prompts that I've got, it was frightening to try and combine a horse, a crab, and phoenix elements with cute. This was just an absolute, you know, monumental effort on my behalf to try and come up with something. So after playing around with this for a while, like I think I sketched this out over a couple of days or more in my sketchbook. I ended up coming up with the concept of like definitely a horse head, a horse face with the crab shape at the top of the head. So I wanted to sort of incorporate that crab shape at the top. And I combined the eyes as well. I made the eyes like horse and crab-like. Then I knew I was going to do the horse body, but I really, really wanted to do crab legs. So I ended up doing the front legs with the claws. And as I said before, I got inspiration from the blue crab. When I was looking at crab references, I really liked the blue crab, and I really wanted to do that because I really like the color as well. And I ended up making this horse crab mashup character creature design. I ended up making it the colors of the blue crab. And yeah, I ended up doing the back legs like the crab, you know, like crab legs. And I honestly thought that I was going to just stick with the fire element from the phoenix, but I sort of wanted to put a little bit more of the phoenix element into this picture. So I ended up doing the phoenix tail. I ended up doing that because I really, really thought that would make it look very phoenixy. And I added some of those feathery tail pieces like into the mane as well. And the body has the blue crab dots all over it as well, because the blue crab has all these little tiny dots all over it as well. So to make this picture really cute, I ended up doing some really long eyelashes on the eyes, which I think brings a very pretty cute element to it. And like this was quite a challenge for me, because I don't do just plain cute pretty things. I really I honestly did enjoy doing this, because it really took me out of my comfort zone to do something quite nice and to not throw blood and gore and all that sort of element into the picture. It sort of made me sort of stop and go, okay, you've got to make this cute. How are you going to do it? Because you're not good at doing cute. So I honestly believe I didn't do too bad with this. I do like this. Like, there was some touch and go moments with the colouring, because when I got to the watercolour stage, I did quite a few face palms, because I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. And this paper, I'm not used to this paper. This paper is really interesting for applying a wash of watercolor, and I'm not good at applying whole washes yet. Like, I'm still getting there and learning that, and this paper just made it 10 times worse for me. So everything looks really blotchy because it's a combination of me not knowing what I'm doing and the paper. But the tan element to this picture where I do the tan, this was a really, really big mistake, and I end up backpedaling big time on this because it's too dark. I realized, like, I need to have some sort of lightness to this piece because all the rest of the colors are really, really, really dark. So once I've laid down this really dark tan, I've just gone, oh hell no. So I then go back in with my paintbrush full of water and just start lifting the tan. I'm just lifting and lifting and dabbing with a paper towel just to try and get rid of that main color, because it was just too dark. And yeah, I sort of stopped for a moment. I'm going, oh my god, I'm gonna destroy another picture here. I'm going to destroy. I'm not having a good week with my illustrations. I've really suffered this week. It's really bad. So here I am going now and just lifting the tan and lightening it, after realizing it was an absolutely monumental screw up on my behalf of adding it that dark. And then I wasn't happy with that, so I went in with some white paint, some white watercolor to lighten it even more, because I just started to, I went through another panic moment where I was freaking out again, and I had to try and calm myself down. Like I did walk away quite a bit from this piece to sort of try and calm down and not, you know, overreact and do something that I'll regret later. So I started to go back over with the next layers of the blue to sort of darken up areas that needed to be darkened. And at this stage, I put a darker blue through the mane because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the mane yet. It was just still a little bit up in the air. I had sort of no clue what I was going to do. So what I ended up doing was, there's the orange that's on the claws and the little spikes on the legs. I ended up putting a bit into the mane to sort of, you know, balance out the colours. So I thought, well, you know, there's a lot of orange at the bottom of the piece, so we'll just lift it up and bring it up into the mane. And as I was doing this and I finished it, I did another face palm because I'm like, I don't know if that was a good idea, because it sort of looks a bit so I was like, oh man, what am I doing? And at this stage, I ended up dragging my hand through the tail. I didn't let the tail dry, and as you can see, there is just green dots all over the picture, and there's also orange dots everywhere too, because I just painted everything, forgot that it was all wet, and didn't allow any drying time, and just my hand went everywhere all through it. It was just, oh, so that was another thing I was dealing with that nearly made me lose my shit. And then with the mane, I ended up going back through it with some purples and some more blues, and then I sort of got a little bit lost again. I really got lost again, and that's when I sort of was like, well, what am I going to do? You know, the phoenix element with the tail and the little bits coming up through the mane, like I knew I was going to do them pink and green, but the mane just had me stumped for a while, and I honestly thought that it was going to be way too much, like what was going on in that mane. So I ended up just thinking about it for a while and just went in and started to shade everything. I thought, all right, I'm gonna go and shade everything and see if this makes it look any better, because by this stage I was starting to get disheartened again by another one of my illustrations. And so I spent the time shading it, and was feeling a lot better. I really was feeling a lot better while I was shading it, because it sort of started to come together, and I was gonna make sure it came together because like I said, I did not want to destroy another illustration this week, because I have not had a good track record this week. It's just been like a really weird week for me, and just not being able to get anything out, and it's sort of starting to become a theme which I'm trying to break out of, because I don't want that to happen. So, where am I up to? What's my notes say? Actually, what's going on in the video? Alright, here we go. The Phoenix, the fire. Alright, so what I did was I busted out my pearlescent paints again. And I decided to do green fire. I was just feeling green fire, so I went through and I put the pearlescent paint on, and in the spots where I had the fire drawn. And yeah, I wasn't liking it. I honestly was not liking it. Surprise, surprise. But I persevered and I ended up shading. I ended up getting another green and sort of putting a little bit more shading elements into that fire. And like I said, I'm not real good with fire and I'm still learning, but yeah, I sort of also want to do fire the way that I want to do fire. And this, to me, this is like, I like this kind of look to fire. Like, it's just nice little, you know, stringy strands going up, sort of real mystical type fire. So yeah, that's the look I was going for. And I'm going in with more shading, more shading, more shading. And what, yeah, okay, so I was putting the black tips on the claws because some of the pictures that I did see of the blue crab had black tips on their claws, and I actually think that looked really good on the claws. I thought sort of, yeah, just looked, I liked it. I really did like it, so I'm happy I sort of added that element to it. But I just love these pearlescent paints. I don't know why I don't use them more, because they're so sparkly and they're so pretty. And I really need to incorporate, I think what I might do is when I do these prompts and I do draw a cute prompt, I think I might make it, you know, a thing where when I draw the cute prompt, I use pearlescent paints for some element to give it a sparkle. So I ended up doing the eyes with the silver Sharpie. So the creature has silver eyes. And now I'm going in with the gel pen, and this time I curved myself and I went, you are not going to go mental and you're not going to freak out and just put white gel pen everywhere like you did on the last illustration that you destroyed. And I just went through and, yeah, added my white gel pen to everything that I felt needed it. And I didn't think I went too overboard this time, which I'm very happy about. But I'm still not happy with that mane. That mane is just... So what I ended up doing was, after I did what I could with the white gel pen, I ended up going back into the mane and I ended up colouring in sections just black, just blocks of black colour, because I wanted sort of like a darker shadowed element to it. And to be completely honest with you, the mane is a complete shit fight. Honestly, it is a complete cluster of just shit. But I don't know, when I put the black Sharpie into it, it just, I don't know, it just pulls it together. Like, it actually looks okay. Yeah, I don't know how, I don't know why. I actually really like it, and yeah, I liked it after I put the black in it, and it just sort of, you know, I sort of tried to do it so it made those phoenix feathery elements pop a bit. So I sort of shaded around them, and yeah, that's pretty much it, and that's my final result right there. So I honestly recommend you guys to give this a go, and I would love to see what you guys come up with this prompt. See you in the next video.